favorite storytellers in all the world, you know, and when he was on his own show, well, you were acting all the time, and you had situations that you were doing, and you never had a chance really to tell too many stories. Now, would you do one for me now for the audience?
Sure, I will, sure. I tell you, I want to do one, though, that I usually close with it, and I'll open with it.
Okay.
See, one of the finest things that we can do is to be kind to one another, you know, try to help one another and all that. And there was a fellow named Aesop, long time ago, told a little tale about that. See, one cool, crisp October morning, see, there was a little mouse, and he was feeling real good, see, and he was playing in among the leaves, you see, and he was speaking to everybody. He says, "Morning, Mr. Grasshopper," says, "Morning, Mr. Mouse." Says, "Morning, Mr. Squirrel," says, "Morning, Mr. Mouse." Says, "Morning, Mr. Rabbit," says, "Morning, Mr. Mouse." He says, "My, you a happy mouse." He says, "I think, therefore I am. I am happy being what I am. I'm a happy mouse." He said, "What if you'd been born a man?" He said, "I'd have made the most of it." And he's going along, he's speaking to everybody like that, and he heard this terrible moaning and groaning, just, oh, oh. He went over, and he found the moans was coming from a big, dark cave. And the little mouse went in, and he looked around, and before he knew what he was doing, he walked across the nose of a great big 500-pound brown fully maned lion. And the lion reached out, caught the mouse. And the mouse looked in the bloodshot eyes of the lion and says, "Oh, forgive me. I did not know I was in the king of the beast palace. You sick?" And the lion says, "Man, I'm hungover." And the little mouse says, "Oh, sir, you ain't gonna eat me, are you?" And the lion says, "Don't talk to me about food." And the mouse says, "Listen," said, "since you don't feel like eating anyhow," said, "let me make a deal with you." He says, "Why don't you turn me loose? And maybe someday I can do you a favor." And the idea, see, of the little mouse doing a favor for the king of the beasts tickled the lion, and he let the mouse go, see. Now, not long after that, that same little mouse, he was playing around in the woods feeling good, doing the jitterbug, see, and he heard this terrible roar filling the whole forest. And he went over, and there was the lion caught in a hunter's net. And the mouse said, "Hey, Mr. Lion, I believe you're caught in a hunter's net." He said, "Do you really?" He said, "Wait a minute, I'll fix it for you." And he went to work, and he chomped all the ropes loose and freed the lion. And the lion thanked the mouse very much and went on his way. And that's the end of the story, except there is, of course, a little moral. You see, the lion thought that when he turned that little mouse loose, see, that act did not amount to much, but it did. Because no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted.